Hello. Hello. My bad. Hello, everyone. We're back. Something looks off. Something doesn't look right. Hang on. Hang on the camera. Oh. Something looks a little off with the camera angle, doesn't it? With the camular angular. It's very, very weird. Good now. Hello, everyone. It is a day. I seem to have forgotten my days of the week. It is one of those days. Uh, Quick disclaimer, today was supposed to be a celebratory day, but we're gonna scrap that and postpone it to Wednesday. Um, we're just gonna have a chill stream today, just a short stream. I'm getting some practice in for TGR because we need it right now. Because as much as today is a happy day, a day to celebrate, a day to be really proud of. I look back how far we've come. Today is also not a very great day for me. To be honest, I thought I would not stream today. It's in the schedule. I mean, matters have been taken care of. Because technically today is my stream anniversary. Gosh, I look so fat. Today is my actual stream anniversary, so I thought, okay, I would love to actually do a proper stream on my actual stream anniversary. I'm sorry I didn't plan something in advance. I knew today was the day. I just did not plan it in advance properly. But yeah. Sadly, while I was at work today, I got news that one of my doggos unfortunately decided to have a sudden rendezvous with the man in the sky, whoever that man may be. So yeah, that just caught me and my family very off guard. So yeah, it wasn't the right time for us to be celebrating something today. It just, no. Like I said, we'll push that back to Wednesday. I still do want to celebrate it in some small way, but I have to kick things down a notch tonight. So yeah. I'm terribly sorry if my whole vibe, my whole mood is just a little off today. I am going to be just kind of focused on what I have set planned for today. I'm just trying to. Well, keep going, I guess. He was a good boy. He was a very good boy. If only we knew a lot sooner. It was just a bit of very, very unpredictable, very, very unfortunate. Scorpion, welcome in. Narap, welcome in. Scorpion, third place. Third place for what again? For what? Why? What third place? What did I get third place in? Hello everyone. So it's been about a few days now since I have touched the Super Formula and the GR86. Last I touched it was on Friday, actually, last Friday. So it's been a while, but I think I've learned quite a lot of things while I've been gone. So we are going to perhaps give it a bit of a try. And as with all things, we are going to... Okay, you know what? First, let's warm ourselves up. Use the GR Hypercar. That's a good idea. We can use the GR warm-up. This is and race. Racing mediums, 12 for... it's a 30-minute race. Okay, it's a timed race then. I want to stick with the medium just because I'm interested. I'm curious to see how long the mediums will last. Hey, how was the trip? Trip? What trip? Oh, the race room race. Oh, yeah. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. We should have won. Could have won. Should have, would have, could have, but things happen. Things happen. Life happens, I guess. I wasn't stream as long as I could. Signal went out. No worries. I'm terribly sorry. That entire stream was just super botched, by the way. It was just messed up because apparently, because I have this watch here, turns out for some weird reason my phone connected the audio device with the Bluetooth, so it was using the goddamn built-in microphone on this, which was why the audio was so goddamn abysmal. Like, my boy, this is a brand new phone I got not even a month ago. It's impeccable, right? The stream quality was amazing. I loved it, way better than my old phone. And of course, you'd think for such an expensive phone it would have a decent microphone at least, which it does. It definitely does, but yeah, turns out I was using the wrong microphone in the first place to begin with. So my fault that I didn't know. It's okay, we live and we learn. That does mean all the footage from that stream is just completely unusable. I can't use anything. Quality was good on your end. Yeah, exactly. The stream quality, even though we were running it at 720p, it was very, very good. Very impressive. I love it. I think I will do more vlogs, but I definitely have to disable my watch or turn off the Bluetooth so it doesn't interfere with the audio device while I'm streaming. So yeah, lesson learned. Anyway, we're gonna jump in, do a bit of a warm-up on our end. Mic was great on my end, like really great. Anyway, let's jump right in, shall we? Grab yourselves a beverage of choice. I just got home from work, honestly. It's been a very, very exhausting day. I have to kind of lock in at work as well for the next couple days. But we will celebrate on Wednesday. There's two things we will celebrate on Wednesday. Celebrating something liberating from work, and also celebrating our stream anniversary as well. That's gonna be fun. I forgot. The reason I thought you're not stream today because I'm locking in on work. Yeah, I did, but I realized the more I don't, the more I just kind of not. How would you say? One sec, guys. I forgot to plug in my pedals, by the way. Because I'm running it on the PC. You just got in from work? Got in? Wait, what does that mean? Got in as in got home, or you just got to work? Sorry, my English is not very good. Nah, I'm kidding. My English is great. I'm just confused. But yeah, work was one thing, and then, you know, what happened at home with my boy. That was another. If y'all just looked at my recent Instagram, y'all would know what I'm talking about. But yeah, like I said, I still want to get some practice in. And while I have the energy, I do need to push every single day now. we've done with the NEC. So today onwards, every single day, as little or as much as I can, as long as my brain cells allow it, I am going to get some practice because I've sacrificed so much, I've lost so much. I have nothing to lose from this, you know. But oh no, wait, no, that's the wrong thing. I have everything to lose from this, and I can't afford to lose this. So here we are. Here we go. Right, I forgot that this car is absolutely terrible to drive. I'm gonna decrease the torque down to, I guess, 2. Sensitivity up to, I want to say 5. I forgot how much this car just does not like to turn. This is one of the cars that we're going to drive in the grand finals, by the way. But then again, when it comes to this car in particular, this car is very, very different. As in the offline version of this car is very, very different to the online version. What I mean by that is the version with the BOP. Yeah, I don't want to bring anything up. You know what? After this race, I should have changed the stream title. The moment I realized I wasn't doing this today. My apologies for not doing that sooner. I will change the stream title. I don't want to mislead anyone. We will not be celebrating anything today. In other news, though, while we're at Road Atlanta, I might as well say it. On the 10th of October, the Petit Le Mans 10-hour IMSA endurance race at Road Atlanta is going to be happening on iRacing. As of now, the usual suspects, Draven, Thieves, Azib and Danny, might not be able to join us in that race. Draven for sure is not. Thieves is not. Last race that Thieves would be doing was the Indianapolis 6-hour, which did not go very well. I am still going to do it though, but how and with whom I'll be doing it with is still, that still remains a question. I will. I need to. I want to do it. I really want to. I need to figure out who to do it with. That's the thing. I don't know who I'm doing it with right now. That's the problem. You love driving those motion rigs? What motion rigs? Where motion rigs? Nat doesn't have iRacing, and Nat is also very, very busy as of late. So there's no one else sort of like in our circle who also is interested in doing that I know of. Everyone's either too busy or, like in the Pepega's case, most of us are just locked in for TGR. I could try asking someone from the Pepegas, but we'll have to see. I think from the Pepegas, there's me, Azib, Raja, and Yongjian. There's 4 of us who are in the semi-finals. From Pepega alone. Justin, I don't think he's going to be around or available much. But I could try asking him. Azib, I'm not sure. I'll try asking Azib as well, but even Azib is like me. He's got high stakes where he works. I'm just trying not to bother anyone with any other responsibilities they may have too. Emotion rig. Hang on, let me get on the straight. I think mastering this car, I feel, is going to be harder than the Super Formula because this car just drives very, very weirdly, if I'm being honest. I mean, this car in LMU as an Assetto Corsa mod, hypercars on iRacing are fantastic, right? They're the best cars ever. Just don't do it alone. Yeah, I can't do it alone. Big endurance races like this on iRacing are exclusive team events. No one is allowed to do it alone. You have a computer with a wheel setup. You're gonna be downloading Assetto Corsa. Nice. Do you have iRacing, Scorpion? Are you able to do an endurance race if need be? Ah, okay, sure, sure. Yeah, the offline version of this car is just terrible. What are some of the regulations you need to know? I think you need to be in C license. You need to have okay, car wise I'm okay with either. We can be running it with a hypercar, we can be running it with a GT3. Either's fine. But given our reputation in the past few special events, I would say maybe, and also because given that I will be doing it on the Thrustmaster wheel, I do kind of want to stay away from the hypercars just for now. Not at least I'm back on the Simagic. Just to kind of keep things simple, we could just run GT3s instead. It will be a far more competitive field, but it will be a lot less opportunities for mistakes. What license? C license, not up as I mentioned. Don't worry about fast enough, not fast enough. That's not the problem. There's no issue at all. My bad, we got an ad break running. I forgot to disable it. Halfway through the race, 12 laps in. This car is very, very quick. It's got the hybrid battery the entire time. On the bright side, the track that we're going to be using this on for the grand finals is going to be Daytona. And I suppose Daytona isn't too bad. It's fairly simple, familiar with Daytona. But again, even for a track that I am somewhat aware of, like iRacing's Daytona and GT7's Daytona, they are two very, very different experiences. Scorpion, do you usually drive on iRacing? And if so, what kinds of GT3s do you have right now? Because if we're running Hypercar, we're only most likely running the Ferrari 409P. That's the only one I have. If not that, we'll likely be running either of the 4 GT4s that I have. Ferrari, McLaren, Mod Mustang, or the Mercedes AMG. Although I, for one, prefer the AMG above all else because the AMG just feels fantastic. Maybe the Mustang might be pretty competitive too with the setup, but I have not been driving the Mustang long enough for me to know how good it is. I did win a very low split race at Laguna Seca. Not Laguna Seca, Red Bull Ring with the Mustang the other day in the GT3 Fix series. I'm running daily race B. Oh yeah, I think Gran Turismo's daily races have changed. For the next 3 weeks, can't be bothered. Only reason I'm even on Gran Turismo right now, I just want to make it very, very clear, is just for this tournament. I am not indulging in anything else. Apparently there's a new update coming in a couple days. Maybe we can check it out on Friday. It's not going to be worth our time, most likely, but we'll just spend a bit of time checking it out. Come to an agreement that it's more ridiculous cars that no one asked for. Give it the benefit of the doubt regardless and just go back to practicing for TGR. I won't be new to iRacing, but it's been a while. No worries then. Also, yeah, I mean, worth asking, do you even have Road Atlanta? I mean, Road Atlanta? Road America? One of the roads. Do you have this road that we're driving on right now? Is this a road that you have? a road that you own. Because if you don't, I don't want to impose anything. I don't want to make you like buy a car and a track. Because I know it's ridiculous. You have to buy every single car and track individually. So if you feel like it's too much, no worries. I can still try to find an alternative. No, I don't, but I can get it. Ah, yeah, that's what I'm slightly against. And I don't want to impose on you if you don't mind. Unless you really want to do it and you want to practice, then that's okay. But as of now, just hold off on making any decisions at the moment. Let me try to see who's on board. Let me see who I know for sure. Because it's a 10-hour race, not a 6-hour race. So we can duo it. We can duo it. But it will be messy. Each of us having to do 5 hours, give or take, is going to get messy. Three would be the ideal number. You have Nürburgring 24-hour, Le Mans, and Spa and Zolderrad, the usual famous combination. Yeah, I'm driving this like it's iRacing. I'm supposed to be going to 100% brakes every corner. You've did 6 before. You've done 6 hours before? Solo? So have I. Toza, welcome in. Welcome in, my friend. Also, guys, remind me to change the stream title after this. I don't want to give anyone coming in, give them the wrong idea or anything. How am I today, my friend? It's been a weird day. It's been a long, weird day. There have been good news. There have been bad news. There have been news. Period. There have been things have happened. Hope you all have had a good day, though. Eight more minutes to go. I reckon that's about 7 more laps left. That's exactly how much fuel we have in the tank anyway. Hope we don't have to do a final stop. Sounds like an interesting day. Interesting is the last word I would use to describe the day. On the good side, today is my stream anniversary. I've never actually celebrated my stream anniversary for the past 2 days because I just didn't really bother myself with it. But it is important to acknowledge just how far we've come and the fact that I could not have done it without all of you. I really could not have. So I owe that to y'all at least. But I am not in a celebratory mood today because today also one of my dogs died. I've got 2 dogs. I've got a boy, I've got a girl. Yeah, the boy was getting a little bit old. The vet said he had some kind of virus, which really stink. There was no way we could have known. It just happened out of nowhere all of a sudden. I got a text from my sister while I was at work, and it just completely bummed me out for the rest of the day. Yeah. In respect of that, I don't want to be celebrating anything. I mentioned before we will be postponing the anniversary celebration to Wednesday. Wednesday will be fun. There'll be another thing to celebrate as well apart from the anniversary, so maybe we can have some fun then. But as of now, I just want to give it a moment. Let's just have a chill stream. Let's focus on what we have. Focus on TGR. Focus on Gran Turismo a little bit. We'll be fine. I appreciate that, Sosa. I appreciate that. I mean, to be honest, he for the past few weeks, honestly, he hasn't really been like eating well. There were signs. There were signs. The thing that kind of sucks about this the most is that he went the same way my first dog went. I've had 3 dogs in my life. I've had a first dog back when I was in school, and now we have 2 more, the boy and the girl. Both of them are all 3 of them, in fact, are rescue dogs. We just picked them off the street. The girl was a shelter dog, and the boy also we just picked off the street. But they are adorable. They're lovely. They're the friendliest things alive. The first dog, he went when literally the day I left for uni. I don't know when this was. This was like 2020, 2021, 2020, I reckon, or 2019. The very literal day I left for uni, and I got settled into my uni dorm that night. That night, as I was about to go to bed and everything, my sister called me up on the phone, and she told me my dog died. That was how my first dog went, and he too he just didn't have an appetite for like a few days, and he was just kind of bummed out, and he just wasn't filled with the same energy, because he would bark at anything and everything that moved, and for the past few days he just didn't. And he wouldn't finish his food. So this guy, he was showing the same kind of symptoms too. We gave him his favorite food, he wasn't really eating it. The girl dog was eating for 2 people. It was like, why is he not eating? Because sometimes he gets picky with his food, sometimes he just eats whatever he wants, sometimes he just spits it out. And he's been barfing quite a lot too, so he's been barfing here and there. We don't know if it's the food, we don't know if he's picking up trash when he goes on a walk outside or whatever, but we should have and could have brought him to a vet a lot sooner to get him treated or something. So apparently my mom and my sister brought him to the vet this afternoon because he wasn't feeling too well. But that was the last straw. Shortly after they dropped him off at the vet, the doctor confirmed that he had some kind of virus. It was not treatable. And shortly after that, in the evening, he was fine. He was still walking around, still curious and all. But all of a sudden, he just went off. A bit too soon. But yeah, he was an old man. He was a good old man. Good old fat boy. That's what I called him, because he's a thick. He's at least triple C thick. Chunky fella. So for a chunky fella, for the fat man not to eat, that was already very, very weird for us. We were just super worried for him. I just got a flashback to my first dog, hearing the way he went, like, oh yeah, not the same way again, really. 2 dogs, really. You're running out of ideas on how to kill these folks, aren't you? And I think my girl dog is somewhat aware of what's happened. She's happy and cheerful as always, but when I told her that, the other guy is gone, I guess she could feel it. She could feel the intensity of it. Yeah, I'm gonna miss him. He really was one of the dogs of all time. Shame he couldn't be around for a lot longer. He was getting old too. He's an old man. He's got very visible coloration on all over his body. Like his hair is starting to go white. His fur is starting to go grey. His eyesight ain't too great. He wakes up in the middle of the night to go pee. Like an old man would. Yeah, he was a chill, peppy fellow. The only thing that kind of bums me out a lot, in particular, with this whole incident is every day before I go to work, I pet my dogs. But most of the time, I pet my girl dog because she's always. You step outside, she's there. She doesn't matter what. The guy, he just kind of 50-50. Some days he's got the energy. Some days he's got the motivation to get up and say goodbye. Other days he just can't be bothered. He just sleeps under the car. So I think this morning too, before I left for work, he was also just bed rotting under the car. So yeah, I didn't even pat him one last time. That's what kind of sucks, I guess. I didn't get to pat him one last time. Yeah, I hope he's doing good up there. That's yeah, wasn't planning on sharing the whole incident, but yeah. Yeah, nothing to celebrate today. Nothing to celebrate today. We'll just assume today didn't exist. In terms of this, we'll celebrate it on Wednesday. This car is awful. At least the offline version, like I said. The BOP version, I guess it's a lot better. You can mitigate a lot of problems just with smoother driving. But is it actually faster? I don't know. I can't tell for sure. Yay, I think we absolutely don't need a Ferrari invitation. I have all the cars. Ooh, new week. By any chance, are there any cars in the dealership that we do not yet have? Audi R8, don't need that. Also, let's do something different today. I know we're supposed to be focusing on the GR86 and the Super Formula, but I've been reading up on a little bit. Also, I have been terribly mistaken about something. For the Grand Finals, this is the car, one of the cars that will be used along with the GR010 hypercar. This is one of it. It's the GT4 Supra, not the GT3 Supra. Also, yeah, while I'm here, let me change that stream title. What I miss. We're using the GT4 Supra, not the GT3 Supra. I should have taken the hint when I noticed that we didn't have a livery for the GT3. The GT3 we're using last year's livery. These three are like this year's livery. The Super Formula, Yaris this year's livery. This was 2 years ago's livery, the regular Supra. So I was still under the assumption that we're using the GT3, but turns out no, we're using the GT4. which I just realized. So yeah, we are going to slap on a new sheet. I'm gonna call it default. Have it as a baseline setup. There we go. So this car is the one that we will be taking for a spin at Interlagos. So we're gonna practice there with that for a bit. For that, yeah, I have two cars that I do not yet have. The Lancia Stratos. I'm looking for a stock Lancia Stratos. And also a Unimog Lancia Delta HF. There's a bunch of cars I don't have yet. Of course they're not going to be here. Oh, wait, no, we got the Mog. We got the Mog. We got the Mog. Yes. I will save the Mog for Thursday. I can't be bothered to give this a try right now. When we get the 5 new cars that we get from the new update, we'll try it along with this car, along with any other cars that we have not yet tried. Let me get another one. We're gonna have one stock one and then one jacked up version. We're gonna jack it. We're gonna jack it. My bad. There we go, we got a Mog. Is there any car I wanna maybe get a duplicate of just to soup it up? We got two Nissan. It's the exact same Nissan. We have two of them. Why? Either one of these could have been the Lancia. We have two Skyline, but they are different versions of it. Oh, and with that, that I think accounts for a cafe completion. There is still one more. Oh wait, no, okay, there. Lancia is not here. That was the last one. There we go. Also, it is 23rd of September. 22nd, my bad. We've missed the day to sing the hit song by Earth, Wind and Fire. 21st September. Yeah, Mercedes, as much as I appreciate y'all and I actually love the 300 SL, my bad, I'm not in a mood to dive into a history lesson right now. Thank you very much. Brandu Sentururu. Burandu Surentururu. Now, this is a car that I have, or had, past tense, plenty of experience with because I used to. This was my main car to grind for credits in Gran Turismo. I've driven this car an absolute crap ton on controller. I've driven it even more on a wheel. I think it might be one of the cars that I've driven the most. One of. Because this alongside like the Corvette GT3, Supra GT3, the Tomahawk X. Remember when we used to de-cheese the Tomahawk to make it run in the Tokyo race, the 600 pp. We would effectively circumcise the car to make its pp smaller, and we would run it in races that it absolutely did not belong in. Murica, Brazil. Search up to quick time trial session. Does it rain at Lagos? It does not. Why did I feel like it does rain in Gran Turismo's Lagos? I mean, look at the flags, by the way. Look how cool that is. Look how the flags are blowing in different directions everywhere. Also, I did not notice this. Look in the middle there. Look at the fourth flag from the right. That's the Malaysian flag. Wow. Malaysia represented in Gran Turismo. Look at that. Yeah, look at that. Fourth flag from the right. I think that's the American flag, and then I think that's I want to say it's either Thailand or Chile. I'm not sure. And then I think that's Sweden in the middle, the blue with the yellow cross. Yeah, and then that's Malaysia, Japan, UK, France, Spain, Germany, Canada, Brazil, Australia, and I think is that South Africa, the last one? Might be. Neat. Let's give us a bit of visibility. We are on the softs, are we not? No, we're on the hard. Okay, let's see what our challenge is gonna be. I'm not a very comfortable driver when it comes to the Interlagos, but I'm decent at it. And I think because I've driven this on AC. Is this an ACC? I don't think it's on ACC. But LMU, yeah, driving a bit on LMU. I have learnt some nuances of this track, but most of my experience and knowledge of Interlagos is still very much Gran Turismo based. So the usual shenanigans, using all the curb, shameless, and I mean absolutely shameless usage of curbs. Like you can park your entire car on top of the curbs in some areas, and because this is a Group 4 car, it's more mechanical, less downforce. You are relying a lot on the weight of the car pushing the wheels down. So yeah, you can and should abuse the curves as much as you can. The aero is just there as a light stability booster, just to keep it planted in the medium to high speed corners, of which there aren't many. Most of Interlagos is just a medium, low speed sector, especially sector 2, sector 3. Only towards the back straight there's a bit of high speed there. So hopefully let's see what we're dealing with. In unrelated news, in absolutely unrelated news, non-Gran Turismo related news, I just want to show y'all because I'm like a proud child. I want to show my parents my achievements, even though I know they don't care. I finally 100% Red Dead Redemption, baby. We got the platinum. Ooh, what a doozy it was. And technically, I haven't fully 100% completed this thing because this was the very last trophy I got, just to earn 70 gold medals in the story missions. I've got like 71. I fully completed, out of the 8 chapters there are, 6 plus the 2 epilogues, I fully golded about 4 of them. Chapter 1, Chapter 2, and the 2 epilogues. I've fully golded all of them. And then Chapter 5 is like halfway through, Chapter 4 halfway through, Chapter 6 halfway through. So I still could go back and like actually properly 100% all of it, but yeah, it was good while it lasted, man. I'm just grateful that I whipped blazed through the online trophies in like a week. I thought I would spend another 100 hours in the online mode just to grind to rank 50 and get all the stuff done, but I was surprised at how much less tedious this whole thing was compared to GTA 5's online mode, which was actually tedious and a nuisance, and most of them you needed to do them with other people, whereas Red Dead's there was only I think one specific trophy, one or two trophies that you needed to do with people, which luckily I was able to do it with randoms. Good fun. Right, this is a car. We need to figure out what the force feedback is going to be for this car. Let me put it at 4 first, twice of what it is in a race car. I would assume it's heavier than a road car, but lighter than something like, say, a hypercar. So we can't check the optimal shifting point yet, because this is not the BOP version of this car. We can only do that once we are in an actual lobby. Yeah, I honestly feel like this round of the grand finals is going to be a bit more chill. The hypercar one is going to be chaotic because just how hard that car is to drive. But I would assume anyone who's a Gran Turismo veteran, anyone who gets in the grand finals, will be able to tame that car. So even now, I'm just trying to really maximize the physical rotation that this car offers. There we go. One thing I learned about this corner is you kind of trail brake as deep as you can into it. Yeah, 4 on the force feedback scale. Seems to be the sweet spot here. Never mind, I always mess that corner up. That's no surprise. Yeah, mind you, throttle control still virtually non-existent. Now I'm on Daily C. Ooh, what is Daily C this week again? Remind me. Right, I believe we're looking at a 140 something. There we go. On soft tires, you can barely take turns 1, 2, and 3 flat out. I was a bit late on the gas. Lemons. Make some good lemonades, my friend. Yeah, when I said shameless track usage, I mean even more shameless. Have no shame. Fear nothing. Have no worry, no shame about using the curb. Use all of it. This car's mechanical. Depend on it. There we go. I was right. So we are looking in a 40-ish range. Oh wait, no, I was wrong. We're looking in the 30-ish range. That was a lot of time. Hey, 137. That's the range we're looking at right now. If you can break the GT3 cars at 75, meters, I reckon you can push this car a little bit, but 50 meters still seems to be a stretch. 50 meters I think is a bit of a stretch, or maybe my braking isn't as smooth as I wish it was. So perhaps there is time to be gained. Either way, I'm just trying to see what this car feels like on these tires. There we go, I can very nicely feel the force feedback doing its thing, being on the limit there. That corner is really catching me off guard now, isn't it? Let's try about 60 perhaps. There you go. Slight lift would have sufficed through there. As I'm turning, I want to keep it very, very light through there. I don't want to force the rotation too much. One thing you can appreciate about Interlagos is the fact that there are several, more than enough visual braking, turning in references around the track to help with your positioning. That should help tremendously in putting the car exactly where you want it. From there you can push so much on these tires. Yeah, I try to go that flat out, but I think inside curb is a bit risky through there. Definitely would have been possible to carry a lot more speed through there. Gotta open up the wheel coming through there, keep it smooth. 37.6, I reckon we're looking at a 35. I reckon we should be aiming for a 35. 37.9 we did. Can cut turn 2 even more shamelessly. There's something Danny told me the other day when it comes to Gran Turismo. Forget everything I know about iRacing. I literally have to throw away my standards for this game if I want to really adapt to what this game is all about. If I want to be good at this game's physics, I need to embrace the physics, as stupid as it may be. So even if it's completely ridiculous, I have to bear with it. There you go. Encourage to cut the inside curb as much as you can, but do not grass. Grass equals death. Optimal still isn't going down. We usually keep a tight line coming into the line to shorten the distance traveled. hooking the inside left tire on the flat part of the curb, not the raised part of it. And I guess you hooked on a bit of extra rotation there. Half a second up. Getting back on the gas right on that concrete patch there. Shortening the distance traveled yet again. Just before the 50 board. I know it seems shameless, but that's okay. No, I should. Probably could try to brake at the 50-meter board, but it's okay. It's okay. We just got here. Let's experiment with a few different points and lines. See what sticks. See what doesn't. We're a second up right now. Could have been 1.5 this lap alone. So I think the 35 estimate wasn't too far. Yeah. We're looking at a low 35 at the least. Definitely a lot more time to be gained. I would say it's, at this point, in a track like this, it's less of driving technique and more of just abusing what you can physically abuse. There we go, a bit of a incident there on the final corner, but somehow that was faster. I think because we got off the throttle a bit earlier. Oh yeah, I'm definitely smelling a 35 for sure. I'm gonna call it there for now. Right? I think that was a... Ooh. Didn't realize that you can actually hear the clankety clank sound of the brakes, of the gear shifting. Ah, it's a very satisfying ka-thunk sound. Also, you might notice the very wacky looking internal POV camera. That's because I found something in the cockpit camera settings, which is the offset camera option. And I realized what this camera does, as silly and dizzying and disorienting as it looks, it's got a very, very specific use case scenario. If at all there are any chase cam enjoyers out there, I suppose this would be beneficial to those, the 5 people out there who play GT7 and chase cam exclusively. Nat is one of them. What this does is it basically turns your single screen into a bit of an ultra wide screen. As you can see, it stretches out the field of view. And as the name suggests, offset, meaning it offsets the center position of the steering wheel a little bit to the side, depending on the seating position of the car. So this is a right-hand drive car. So the offset is a little to the right. So you are able to see what's happening on the left quite a lot more. You can, in fact, see your entire windscreen So at this point, pretty much just assume that the right half of the screen is what you would get on like a normal monitor, and the left half is like having a second monitor. Which again, I get the intention, and even in the settings menu, when you go in here and you change it to this, you go, yeah, this is default, right? This is normally what you would get. Offset, there you go. If you're using an offset orientation, we recommend that you move to a position where the on-screen steering wheel is directly in front of you. So they want the driver to either move to the right or left, depending on the car, whether it's left or right hand drive, or move the screen left or right. So you have more screen real estate on either side and less on the other side. It's, again, I understand, but who in their right mind would think this was a good idea? Maybe if you had like a 45-inch TV, maybe if Gran Turismo had native widescreen support, this would make sense. Because if I try sitting over here, right, and I try driving like this, I get it. I get the vision. I see it. It does feel like I'm on an ultra wide because okay, look at that. I can see into the corner. All right, okay. Let Kazunori Yamauchi cook, maybe, but for anything else apart from that, it's just weird. So unless you're doing this, which again, in and of itself feels very, very weird. I don't know what was the intended purpose of this. It's weird. Like I said, pretty much you're getting a extra field of view. You are sacrificing a bit of the right hand side field of view, which I would argue is also important, but because of the fact I think the FOV in general itself has been expanded. As a bonus, cars that do have a rear view mirror or rear view camera, very clearly visible. That's always a lovely perk. It's more natural. You don't have to look back. You can easily look at the rear view mirror. You can't see any of the side mirrors. You don't know who's beside you. You will still need to use a radar for that. So again, if you just close this side of the screen, or close one eye, you notice that this part of the screen is normal. It looks normal. And then this part of the screen, it's like stretched out. So it's like the reason why this looks so uncomfortable is because it's a normal FOV plus if you had a triple screen, like one of the triple screens botched together. So it's like normal screen plus one. It's like two screens that is not centered. It's offset. So it looks very, very awkward. It honestly would have been more preferable for them to just make a widescreen option instead of this offset nonsense. Give us a widescreen option. Okay, hang on. We've got something on the ranking board here. Look at that. I reckon this is the this is the GT3 car. And now look at that. GT3 car, I did a 1 minute 31.1. That's about 5 seconds quicker than the GT4. Honestly, not that big of a difference, but this one, I would say this is on the hard tires. That's what I remember practicing a few years ago. This one is on the soft tires, and we can definitely do 35 for sure. It's a big old skill issue on my part. Definitely skill issue. That was pretty fun. What we're gonna do now, of course, jump into the trusty Super Formula. But before we jump into Spa, I am interested in taking this for a spin elsewhere, just to warm ourselves up, so we know what to expect from this thing. What would be a nice, interesting testing ground, would you say? Bathurst? Nah, Bathurst is a bit too wild. Fuji. Fuji. I like Fuji. I forgot how good the wet can look in this game. It's absolutely phenomenal. Like legit. Doesn't get enough credit. If only the physics matched the graphics. Because in terms of the visual, right? The visual spectacle of how Gran Turismo simulates lighting and weather and the effect of the rain on the track and it drying up and all that. It is so goddamn sophisticated. It would put iRacing system to shame, right? Or at least I believe that it has that level of fidelity to it. Like, if you just looked at the trailer, remember the initial release trailer, they talked about the cloud formation. Like the clouds in Gran Turismo are perhaps the most accurate clouds. It's a regional difference. You get some kinds of clouds in certain regions of the world. So you have like cumulonimbus or cumulus clouds in high humidity areas like Asia near the equator. But nearer the south and north poles where the air is thinner and the temperature is colder, you have less of those kinds of clouds, except in occasions when it's stormy, when it rains. So you have more cirrus clouds, those streaky looking clouds, lighter clouds, less heavier, chunkier clouds, They've modeled it down to that extent so that the light coming from the sun is portrayed accurately on the cars, on the surface, on the track. And the way the rain falls and it dries off the track and it forms little puddles here and there, it's so sophisticated. And again, the physics as well. The physics in Gran Turismo's defense, the physics is very impressive. The physics is wonderful, right? But it ain't iRacing. It ain't iRacing. But we like to sit here and imagine if it were, that'd be pretty cool, innit? Pretty cool indeed. Before we jump into this, shall we take an quick break? Yes, give me about a few minutes. Let me go maybe find a snack or something or freshen up a little bit. I'll run a quick ad break while we're gone, and I'll see you all in a bit. Okay? Alrighty, we're back. Back. Also, let me see. Hang on. There's actually, uh, tomorrow is 23rd of September. The new Elms ELMS DLC of the Ultimate Le Mans is coming out tomorrow. And of course, it has a season pass. Don't know how long. I think it's going to be a whole year. As of now, they've only promised. Oh, wait, no. Season pass only contains 3 packs. 23rd September, Silverstone, and an LMP3. Second pass is coming out end of this year, Q4. 1 car, 1 track. It's gonna either. What is in ELMS? Does anyone know? Is it Barcelona? I think it's Barcelona. Barcelona and Ricard. Is it not? Yeah, so we don't know which, but I think it's Barcelona and Ricard. And then cars. I'm not sure what cars it's gonna be. What are the odds? It's the latest unreleased 2026 hypercar. The Genesis. Is the McLaren out? Or no? Or is the McLaren set for 2027? Maybe not yet. The Genesis would be likely. Or are there any? Oh no, there's a new LMP2 coming, the Oreca. So I think that might be the next car that's coming out. And then the third car, that really could be anything. Really could be the Genesis. It really could be the Genesis. I wouldn't be surprised if it is the Genesis because, I mean, LMU was the first sim to get the Aston Martin Valkyrie out on any simulator. And it was a relatively short time. The time frame at which they've released a new race car, like the car just entered into the scene and they've got a very, very good rendition of the car on the sim, I think is very impressive. So if we're judging based on that merit, it very well could be the Genesis. Because I believe the Genesis is coming out, is slated for 2026. The final pack in the season pass, ELMS season pass, is in fact coming in Q1 of 2026. So that could mean anywhere from January to March or April, but realistically we're looking at like March or April. That's 3 months in. There's a good chance it might very well be the Genesis. Only issue is I don't know how much they're going to be adhering to ELMS. So are they going to be exclusively releasing something? Is there any car that drives in ELMS but not in regular WEC, for instance? That's something to find out as well. You see this, for example, this is the offset camera angle in an open wheel car in a middle seating position. Notice how it's a little more stretched than usual. Not only do you have a lot of it feels like this on a wide screen would feel amazing because you have your rear view mirrors, you have your wheel, you have everything. It looks fantastic. It looks great. It's awesome, right? I'm trying to see if I can get a flow here at Fuji. Look at how strong this car's brakes are. Can't drive it like an LMU. This is not LMU. Also, turns out I can, in fact, be adjusting the brake bias as it seems, so I haven't been doing that throughout my practices. So the next practice when we jump into Spa, I'll be sure to use the brake bias as well. Just chuck it all the way to the back. I really gotta be off the line here. A high downforce car like this around a track like this does feel a bit off. Oh, I can't wait to go back to the Simagic. I drove an MX-5 at Long Beach on iRacing over the weekend. It was a lot of fun. Now Rob was right. I did enjoy it. There were a lot of butt-clenching moments, for sure. But otherwise, proper fun. I guess the layout of Long Beach is simple enough, where it is somewhat intuitive and allows for a lot of close section, which I can appreciate. Lost a whole second there. I would love to get good at the MX-5 too. After TGR is over. Once TGR is over, you best believe I'm gonna be back at the grind again. Okay, primary focus is gonna be GT3. GT3 is gonna be the only focus. Practicing my hairpin approach. I feel like you can just kind of half lift into turn 3 and it will stick. On the gas there. It's kind of misleading because it's got all that downforce. Even when you're slowing down in Sector 3, it feels like you're going slow. You're really not. You're still carrying enough speed for the downforce to take effect. Look at that. That was a whole second quicker. Quite literally what Danny said, just Basically, you know it, I know it. This game's unserious. So don't take it seriously. It's there to be abused, abuse it. Mr. Apex? Mr. Apex? I have this very bad habit of opening up the wheel mid-corner when I'm trying to do something. It backfires all the time. Yeah, half a second. I think we could have brought it to 1 whole second in Sector 3. We're looking at a 23 low. I think that's enough of a warm-up. Let's jump into Spa now. So yeah, I have picked up a few things. I'm going to see if you can pick up on it. Let's just say I'm embracing a bit of the Gran Turismo tomfoolery in terms of how to best drive this car. Also on Wednesday, one more thing I kind of want to do is I am gonna try multi-streaming on Kick as well. Just give it a go. We got a 700 pp turbocharge. Oh, you know what? Don't mind if I do. Since we're here, let's take the Supra for a spin. Do a race. Why not? This could have been our warm-up. I didn't know. Oh yeah, with all the new updates, there are new events being added, and I can't be bothered doing the events because they pay you pennies compared to like getting gold on the time trial. Oh, hang on, that's new race start music. I didn't hear that before. I'm getting much used to the camera angle now. There are still times where I find myself getting a little too close for comfort. I think going side by side isn't as big of an issue as I thought it was, but it's the tailing, yeah. It's like, how close can I get to that, you know, before I inevitably perform a disservice. So far, so good. There we go. See, that was contact there. This is contact. There we go. So I kind of have to pick and choose which one. I seem to forget that the Supra is quite a slippery car. Even on mediums and hard tires, on softs itself, it's slipping in third gear if we're not being careful enough. But because of its, I guess it'll be, honestly, I'm saying out loud, it'll be the one of the easiest race cars on the roster. The hardest one will definitely be, I would say, the hypercar. I would say the hypercar is the hardest. The Super Formula is in a close second because the Super Formula is a little bit more forgiving. You can still get away with stuff as long as you know how to utilize the downforce to its best. The hypercar kinda doesn't care. It will eat you out alive, Whether there is downforce, whether there is no downforce, slow corners, fast corners, you name it. It's just a twitchy thing all over the place. Everywhere. It's just twitchy all rounder. Oh, messed that up. One piece of criticism that I got was that really took a while for it to sink in my brain. But then after messing around for a bit, I understood what it meant. I need to stop braking like I would in real life, like if I were racing in real life. I need to stop braking like I would in iRacing. So basically, from the get-go, Gran Turismo has kind of set me up for failure in that regard, where it hasn't taught me how to brake the right way. Gran Turismo has never done that well, in fact. Never has. Because the way you brake in real life and the way you brake in Gran Turismo, two different things. The way you brake in iRacing and LMU, not the same as how you brake in Gran Turismo. There's a very, very subtle difference. And I can't believe, okay, it's not that I didn't know. I was aware. The real issue was I was stubborn. I refused to conform to the shenanigans of GT7, wanting to drive the way the game wants me to drive it. I refused. I refused to partake in that tomfoolery, that nonsense. And so I just braked the way I thought was right, which turned out to be suboptimal in most cases. In pretty much every case, it is just not the best way. Gran Turismo is less about tire management and more about abusing the physics of the game engine. The DLC wasn't too bad. Yeah, glad you're enjoying it. Scorpion, I'm curious, what wheel do you have? I'm assuming because you also play Gran Turismo, you've got a PlayStation compatible wheel as well. The DLC wasn't too bad. It was Le Mans, you said, right? 2 more laps to go. We're doing good. Once I do sell this wheel, we'll be using the Simagic for another whole year, pretty much, till next year's TGR. Now, I am going to be banking on the fact that next year's TGR will not be using GT7. I think they're going to be using a similar format to this year. Because it was an interesting format for sure to really get a rounded evaluation of the sim racing scene in Malaysia, not just on one platform, but across all these multiple platforms. So it's a good place for people to shine in their respective platforms of interest. Like for me, for instance, I excelled on Race Room and iRacing. Struggled a bit on Assetto Corsa. Am struggling a little bit on GT7, but at least I have a lot of experience from GT7 from my past, from my previous experience, so that helps me out as well. But in terms of skill, I'm definitely more into Race Room and iRacing, so that helps me. You have the G923. Ah, I see. Oh, that is an entry-level wheel of all time. That is definitely one of the wheels of all time. Ooh, a lot quicker through sector 2 there. But the reason why this whole month I want to focus on GT7 is because I don't want to be jumping back and forth between sims and having to readjust with the braking. Like iRacing, yes, I will have to deal with that. That's unfortunately. For the next 3 weeks, GT3 Fixed is happening at Le Mans, Mexico. Wait, Le Mans and Mexico. Just Le Mans and Mexico, I reckon. 4th week is going to be at Catalonia, which I don't have, so we're skipping that, which is good as well. I need to really lock in that final week. The 2 weeks of using this, 2 weeks of doing proper braking, and then I kind of have to just forget everything I know. Because the brakes, I need to go back to GT7 braking, because that's what works in GT7. Oh, that was decent. I feel like I've forgotten how to drive this car. Like I said, I've driven this car so much in the past, but that was such a long time ago. I do need some time to make it all come back to me. But I hope it does. I hope it does in due time. It has been a very, very short stream today, guys. But I feel like we're gonna do a bit of, I wanna say, Super Formula, and then perhaps a little bit of GR86, and then I'm gonna call it a night. Right? We're still practicing on the softs. We're still pushing for pace as of now. Okay, this one is out. Let's do Super Formula first. 25 minutes on that, yeah. No tire wear, just pushing for pace all out. Let's go. I love my setup, Chen. You're on a desk setup, if I remember, right? That's good. Hey, that's how I started too. My first, I think, I want to say half a year, I was on a desk setup. Wait, no, not half a year. A whole year, a full year, I was on a desk setup. It was only when I moved into this house, I've had this rig. I've had this rig for about a year and a half now. So it's not been long. It hasn't been long. Damn. Oh, you're on a rig too. My bad, I forgot. I forgot. Racist soft. Assetto Corsa. Corsa Assetto. Apparently there is a international sim racing thing that's happening, and Malaysia is sending a team, And yeah, I think this is a behind closed door type decision. 4 people are representing the country to go to Sri Lanka that day. On one is on iRacing, one is on Assetto Corsa. Yeah, I don't know how the decisions are made. There's no like internal qualifier, like they just choose the drivers off the bat. It's a little weird. What rig are you in? Tell me more about your rig. I want to know. Tell me why. Ain't nothing but a heartache. Oh, hang on. There we go. There we go. Let's see if I still remember what I remember. On the flip side, I have gotten a lot more consistent. The not so good side, I've still got a long way to go. But I am getting closer. I'm getting closer and closer to what a top driver would be able to do. And also I think it's confirmed you can go flat out through there. I reckon I'm about within a second now. Within a second at best to a top driver's pace. Most of my time practicing this, in fact all the 4 combinations, Super Formula at Spa, GR86 at Red Bull Ring, Supra GT4 at Interlagos and the Hypercar at Daytona, most of my time is going to be spent unlearning what I think I know and readapting them to what works in Gran Turismo. Because like it or not, that's what I have to work with. Everything from braking, cornering, how I approach corners, my racing lines, everything has to be adapted, everything has to be adjusted. If I don't, there goes my chances of getting in the finals. I hate it. I hate it so much. But I think it also is a testament to, you know, the drivers who do. I think like Taj. Or anyone who jumps from sim to sim. I'm very, very impressed by their tenacity, you can say. Because it is not easy. Not easy at all. So you might have noticed something already off the bat. 53.2. That is not only not only is that perhaps the fastest I've ever gone, but that is also my first ever lap. So you see what I mean by I've brought my consistency up and my average pace down. Right now all we're doing is we're just chasing for the elusive 10th. Yeah, that sector 2 was slow, I knew it right away. We messed up Lake Coombe quite a lot, and that middle sector. I reckon I can do a 52 flat, so we've got a 1 whole second to try and squeeze out of this. .331 again. In the second lap where we messed up sector 2, that's still the fastest I've ever gone. So definitely huge improvement already. This is already good pace. Honestly, in terms of race pace, this is good. If it can be made better, why not make it better? No braking through No Name. I am still tapping it a little bit just to kind of get the rotation when I mess up my line. I say as I will mess up my line. Wuhan is a maximum commitment corner. Really have to send it. Wuhan really is a send or be sent type corner when it comes with this car. I've also done a bit of research. You can take it flat out on the softs, you can take it flat out on the mediums, you can take it flat out on the hards. But on the hards, I would wager but only the first few laps would it be a safe idea. Because as far as tire wear is concerned, you're going to have to reel it back a little bit. I just did a PCC, P9 overall, P2 in class, PCC with the grr or with the Miot. Oh, the Beamer. Either way, good on you. P2 in class is fantastic. With the grr, nice. P2 with the grr is is a good thing. Because the grr is a very competitive class. A lot of people are good with the grr. It is on Laguna. Ah, okay. Laguna is fine. I'm low-key flying that up with the Super Formula now. Do I like it? Nope. Still think it's an awful car. New fastest lap. full purple sectors on that lap there. Remember I said I can do a 52 flat now? See what I mean? Getting closer. Remember when I was struggling to do 53 mid? And now we're doing 52 highs? Let's slow through Lakum there. Didn't have to brake there, but just as a bit of a safety net. No, gone wide there. Okay, now hold on, hang on, what on earth? Ow, my hand just, oh, my hand hurts. Still gotta improve on the brakes a little bit. Also notice how I've just completely abandoned our optimal shifting point. Yeah. We will still utilize that a bit, but only in the race. As far as qualifying or hot lapping is concerned, push as much as you like. Yeah, 2/3 lost there. So yeah, within 4 laps, I've already done my personal best lap ever. Means my mindset at least is there. I think I know what to look out for now, and I know pretty much exactly where I can lose or gain time. Let's just say I can go a full second faster than this. As in a full second faster than my personal best. 52.7, I can do a 51.7. We can do it. And if we do manage to do a 51.7, that would be, I think, a very, very healthy top 5 start, at least in qualifying. And if we can do 52s consistently, or 52 highs, or even 53 lows like I've been doing right now, I think that is very, very reliable and a very, very safe race pace as well. So that's what I got to work on. Mind you, this is all soft tires. We haven't even begun taking a look at mediums or hards yet. As was with the quarterfinals. I doubt it won't be any different. Medium tires are going to be the most important because they are the all-rounder, the midfield. Regardless of tire ballot, I feel there will be a use case scenario for the mediums at the very least, right? So mediums, it's a must to master the mediums right now. But I can only hop on over to the mediums once I know. I've been absolutely pushing my limits on the softs, so I know for sure that I'm driving on the limit. Yeah, Lakum is still a bit iffy, hit or miss there. Gotta really nail this corner. I have to really refrain myself from braking too much. Like, I just gotta stop myself from braking so much. So now we're at the point where my messy laps are my previous good laps. 33.5. This is what I used to be able to do at a push. Now I do these on a bad lap. Was that my slowest good lap so far? Yes, it was. 53.5. I did a 53.5 on lap 4. The 55.8 on lap 6, but that was because I think I binned it. There we go. That was a very good sector 1. Up almost a 10th. Either way, we're learning. I'm getting somewhere now. And this is without traction control. On my wonky throttle. Stay from the green. One of the rules that is a constant, at least, is the fact that you got to trail brake late into that. Before, what's the corner name? I forgot. That corner. That left, right, left. Ah, you got the. Is it the Logitech Logishifter? While we're speaking about logical technology, did you all see the news about the new Logitech's new wheel? Looks very compelling. Looks neat. Honestly, I feel like if you get the new wheelbase that they put out, along with the G Pro pedals, you know, the Pro pedals, which in my opinion are the slickest, cleanest looking pedals ever made. I think those pedals look incredibly smooth and super slick. Pair that wheel up with those pedals, right? I think you've got yourself a winning combo there. A perfect PlayStation setup for sim racing. No fancy schmancy fanny techs. No subpar quality thrustmasters. Just good old reliable familiarity of Logitech. Not gonna lie, it is a compelling package. It is a very, very compelling package. It is still very costly though for what it is. 8 newtons. So this is going toe to toe with the Fanatec CSL DD 8 Newton meter with the boost kit. But I would reckon it's closer to the T598 in feel, where it peaks, it's got a constant 5 Newton meter torque output, but it can go up to 8. So I think that's where the sweet spot would be. But the T598 does go up to 10 Newton meters with the times 2 overshoot feature and whatnot, all that. jargon. Your setup's not even a year old. Ooh, you're new to this then. You're really new to this. Can be carrying more bricks into the corner. Sort of new to it. It's good that you're venturing out and trying new stuff, you know, it's good. That's a little slow through Lake Coombe there. Bad line through there. Yeah, thank you for reminding me, Nadop. But Nadop, look here. I've already beaten my previous best lap by nearly a full second, by about 6, 7 tenths at least. I can go a lot faster. My goal is to do a 51. If I can do a 51 or a 52 flat even, that is, I can sleep well at night knowing I've done that. Nah, 49 is impossible. 50 also, a little bit impossible. If we're looking at the realm of feasibility, perhaps a 51 mid, 51 low. 51 low is the best we're gonna see. So if we're looking at 51 low, so yeah, I'm a second behind that. 1.5 seconds behind that. Slow to the exit of Lake Coombe. Mess that up. On old physics, yes, it was possible to do 49s and 50s, but with the updated physics as of early this year, we are looking at 51 at best. So like I said, even a 52 honestly I think is good enough. We can try to salvage what we can in the race, but I think crucially now, guys, is I'm aware where I'm losing time. I know what I need to do to go just a little bit quicker. I'm aware. I know what I need to do to get that 51. It's a combination of different things. But mostly, truthfully speaking, it's mostly a driving style change that is needed. My lobby hates me. Well, it is an Asian server, what would you expect? I can improve the braking into turn 1 so much more. Really gotta push the braking there. Lake Coombe. Lake Coombe is a big source of inconsistency for me. Lake Coombe is where I gain or lose 3 tenths. Oh yeah, Scorpion, I remember. You've said it a few times. You beta tested GT7. And carry more speed through there. There's a bad line. Good in softs. Bad line. But like I said, my bad laps now were my best laps a week ago. But that is already a significant improvement on my part. Shows I'm on the right track already. Yeah, that was another bad lap, I'd say. Again, hitting the wall. You know what? That was decent practice. I've never really done this much or at all. Let me just get to the medium. See what we're working with here with the medium tires. I think after this session, I'm gonna call it a night, you guys. I'm not really feeling it physically and mentally. I just need to get some good rest today. I'm running on fumes. Wait, what? Hang on. The force feedback feels a bit weird. You can barely go flat out there on softs. I doubt it's the same with mediums. Apexx. Curb it. Yeah, no, this... Hang on. Something feels wrong. Ah, that's why. How to go back to 3? Once we're getting closer to the semi-finals, I am gonna have to spend some time at the Axle Center for a couple of reasons. One, I want to get used to the actual rigs that will be used for the semi-finals. I think there are a few folks like Raja, for instance. They are the Aslan brothers. They are practicing exclusively on the same hardware that will be used for the tournament. So I need that familiarity as well. Most importantly on the brake. The pedal. The pedals are the biggest differentiator here. You can use load cell, hydraulic, whatever the hell you want at home, but when you go there, you're all on the same hardware. Whoever adapts to the hardware the quickest is going to be the fastest. Simple as that. So I would really need to go there maybe once or twice, get used to the hardware. Get used to the brakes. See if I still can hold on to my pace and consistency while pushing as hard as I do here at home. There we go. Medium tires, flat out. Still easy. Feels not much different from the softs, if I'm being honest. That was a terrible line. Drop minimum speed far too much. I think in terms of grip, the mediums aren't too far off the softs. We lost 1.5 seconds there in Sector 2. We only lost about a 1/10.5 in Sector 1, but 1.5 seconds in Sector 2. That is crazy. Keegs, welcome in. Thank you, Keegs. I appreciate it. But we're not celebrating it today, Keegs. We've pushed it to Wednesday. .55 flat on the mediums. That was on my first lap. Let's see if we can do one better. I think sector 1 is you don't lose much. The only place to lose time on sector 1 is turn 1, because that's all there is in sector 1. Eau Rouge flat out, nothing to worry there. It all depends on the speed you're carrying down the straight. Sector 2, yes, it's a lot of twisty corners, technical corners. You have to be fairly consistent with how you get the car to rotate, how you slow down with the car. That might be an off track. Of course it was. That was a not ideal line. Going tight. Yeah, there we go. We lost the most time in sector 2. So I think that's going to be the biggest tire compound difference. Now I'm starting to understand the tire physics now. Ooh, welcome in, Nat. What do you mean by that, by the way? You've been doing your own testing. Ooh, okay. What have your testings revealed? Spill. So we've got an ad break coming up. Let me just skip that for a bit. This car likes to put load on the tires to have better grip on high downforce sections. Yeah, that much was obvious, pretty much. Yes, you're absolutely right, Nat. I can definitely get on board with that thought process. How little or how much you get on the throttle is what dictates the amount of load. The initial mechanical load you give onto the rear tires, which is then exemplified by the aero load from the downforce. Oh, I totally understand. So we're doing some testing with the medium tires now, Nat. So if you look over to the left there, 52.7, that is the fastest I've ever done on the soft tires. I reckon I can go a full second quicker. I believe I can, and I will do my best to do that, to make that happen. But more importantly, I know what I must do to get close to that 51, or at the very least a 52 flat. Use on the tire wear, same thing, Nat. Like I said, it's multiples of 4, 8, 12. But that's just what Alex said in passing. He said, oh, it's going to be same like last year. But have I done testing? Nope. They don't have the time. I'm still pushing for pace. I don't want to don't want to occupy my brain with too much information. So now I want to focus on finding the right line, because I don't want my data to be inconsistent. Once I've got the best pace I can execute, I will use that as my baseline. I'm not going to use the baseline now when I can barely do good laps in. Well, not yet. Maybe on the final week we'll do. So not now. Okay, that was a slightly worse Sector 1, but that was a much better Sector 2. We went half a second quicker than the previous lap that time. Okay, I'm looking at, again, similar to the Yaris. I'm looking at a 1 to 1.5 second advantage on a better tire compound. 4.2. Think you can leverage TC to advantage? Also, apparently brake bias is allowed, so I have to slap it on the rear. Traction control? What traction control? Who needs traction control? That 52.7 I did, that was without traction control. I think my consistency has drastically improved, which is great news. My track usage has improved quite a lot. So now it's just the driving style, the specific driving style. I gotta get that down. This car needs a very precise and confident driving style. Can't hesitate with this car. Your modulation work has gotten better, so I take it your pedal has been adapted to. No comment. No comment. My pedal is still complete ass. But yes, I have been... You know what they say, you either get good, like Hornet from Hollow Knight, or Silk Song. You just deal with it. I can be here, be all whiny like a crybaby, or I can just get over it. Nah, I don't think we need TC net. This is Gran Turismo after all. No TC is better. No TC is just that much better. We used to have someone who used TC1 to his advantage, yeah. But again, on a dry track, TC1, having any amount of traction control leverage is just disadvantageous. Just better to keep it off and raw dog finesse. Only when the track starts getting moist is when we might want to consider any amount of traction control. It feels like the traction control is just there to service wet driving, to make it manageable. Because remember, this is a controller game. Nat and I were talking the other day. GT7 is in large part the way that it is because of its massive controller player base. So they had to, it's not like they chose to, they had to forego certain aspects of the physics and oversimplify lots of components, because you've got casuals and you've got people on a controller playing this game. expressed a bit of concern for maybe iRacing and LMU, especially LMU. Oh? Did we just get a follow? Arm130R, thank you for the follow. 130R as in Suzuka's third to last corner. Interesting name. Welcome in. Strange. Yeah, Streamlabs has just given up on me at this point. Like, none of the notifications are working. So weird. I don't know, man. Back to many casuals complain this game is too hard. Yeah, exactly. It's their fault. My worry is that I really hope LMU devs don't do the same thing. I hope they don't water the game down just to make it accessible for controller players on console. Nah, screw it. Let's show the middle finger to them. Nope. Y'all want a serious sim racing game? Get a wheel. Get good. Sorry. If you want to play a casual game, with all due respect, you've got Sonic, you've got the Hot Wheels game, you've got Need for Speed, you've got Gran Turismo. You've got Forza Horizon 5 now on PS5. That's your kind of game. Because on a simulator, you've got people dedicating hours and hours of their time and effort trying to get good. We don't want an incompetent controller user who thinks this is just a casual choice to dive bomb us without knowing any better. We don't want that. We don't have any ill intention. We just don't want that to happen. Hardcore. Yeah, and not to mention Rensport also coming out soon on PS5 eventually. But I think Rensport has got their intention very clear because of the cross-platform availability. They are going to retain the same physics fidelity as it is on PC. And Rensport's physics, from what little time I've spent it, is decent. It's still a bit iffy, but decent. They mirror the same issues and strengths that I have with ACC, for instance. ACC, that's a strong point of comparison. ACC is a very, very solid sim. Sim racing games still build driving skill. Yeah, they do. The problem is when you focus on heavily online multiplayer, like Rensport does, like LMU does, and you have a combination of serious hardcore drivers with these controller casuals who maybe then they lack the knowledge, they lack the experience. We can't afford to let this player base ruin the experience of the hardcore faithful, you know? It's going to deter from the authentic racing experience. It's the same thing with iRacing, especially so in iRacing. Because I've seen tons of like content creators and whatnot. They just try iRacing for fun. They buy a wheel for the first time, and then they make like these endless compilations of them jumping into race after race after race, not practicing, ruining people's races, dive bombing, completely wrecking people. It's funny. They do it for content, but like, you know, for a lot of people, iRacing is people's livelihood. This is our paycheck. This is our hard-earned time and money that we are spending on this sim. iRacing is a serious life investment. It is not a game that one can try. So in iRacing's defense, the casuals, respectfully, they just gotta stay away from it. People on controller, on iRacing, respectfully stay away from it. Please, you, as much as, doesn't matter how good you are, With all respect, huge respect to you if you are 3, 4K on a controller. Huge respect. But I feel like you don't belong. Right? With the exception, maybe, if you are 3, 4, 5K iRating driver on a controller, you've earned your spot. You've proven that, okay, you can put up the fight. But therein comes the knock-on effect of other people looking up to these kinds of people and saying, oh, this guy does it with the controller, so can I. What he doesn't realize that is a minority. iRacing was not meant for controller, it never was. And the few people who get around these control scheme restrictions and still do their best, they are in the small minority. The people who are willing to go all out to push their limit on a completely unorthodox control scheme. Just because they can do it doesn't mean you can, doesn't mean you should. Exactly. If you want a platform to learn and improve, there are other platforms. There's GT7, there's Forza, there's Assetto Corsa. I would argue Assetto Corsa is a bit complicated on controller, but it's doable. When I first got Assetto Corsa on console, I played Assetto Corsa on a controller before I had a wheel. It was okay. It was hard. It was annoying. But it was possible. Yeah, the Forza Horizon games, even Gran Turismo, honestly. I was a very, very competent A rank driver on a controller for many, many years before I got the wheel. Even back in the GT Sport days. Are you impressed with my lines, Nat? These are on mediums, by the way. So yeah, I can tell Sector 1, we can afford to maybe lose at most maybe 2/10. Because really all there is in Sector 1 is turn 1. That's all there is. Sector 2 is where you lose the most time. But as you can see there, I want to try getting at least 8/10. At most 8/10. Anything 9/10, 1 second above, no, that's too slow. 8/10 like this, that's good. And then for the bus stop chicane, just try not to fumble it. Keep it smooth. Keep it steady. Has been a pretty consistent low 54, I would say. I'm quite pleased with that. I feel like I can definitely push turn 1 a lot more even on these mediums. I feel like I can brake at the same spot as I do with the softs. I'm not carrying enough trail braking into my rotation point. Right, so 52.7 on the softs, 54.2 on the mediums. So yeah, we're looking at exactly a 1.5 second gap from soft to medium. Out of curiosity, what's it like on the hard? Yeah, you know what? Forza Motorsport, for the short period of time that I had it on Game Pass, when I tried it, it's impressive. It's impressive. I was initially impressed by the braking, but then I mocked it for when I realized that the brake simulation is the same across every car. You have this amazing ABS simulation with that vibration feel. You have the subtle ABS activating feel, the tires slipping, the tire locking. Very, very nice. But I felt like it exaggerated it. I feel like they exaggerated that too much. And it felt the same in every car. Sport car, road car, race car, formula car, which felt very strange. Right, so these hard tires, I would reckon these are like completely or almost completely worn out soft tires. So if we can still get a decent time in with these hards, I reckon that would be pretty good for us, considering if we're gonna think about extending the soft stint. And you know what, honestly, Sector 2 didn't feel too bad. Now that I know where to push my braking, where to push my lines a little bit more, and I still am driving in a very similar manner to the softs. But this is, of course, ideal scenario. It's going to be anything but ideal in the race. Yeah, it's gotta keep it smoother through turn 1. Can you guys check when Rensport is coming to console? It is $60. No, $70. 70 full dollars for a game that needs you to buy every car and track individually. We don't need that kind of game on console. We really don't. The media outlets are going to be hyping the game, but deep down, anyone who has a wallet and a sane mind knows that Rensport is just not a good enough value proposition. As much as we crap on Forza and GT7 for not being realistic enough, you gotta give it to us. We are constantly pumping out free, high quality updates for the past, well, since these games were born. Whereas Rensport is coming out here with a deluxe edition, Nürburgring and Ford Mustang locked behind deluxe edition and DLC type shit, microtransactions, having to buy every car and every track individually, and you're selling the base game, which barely has enough content to justify its existence as a whole game, for $70. I think it's just, I'ma call it like I see it, it's stupid. It's stupid. If you're doing Rensport, stay on iRacing. Exactly. Oh, you mean the opposite. If you're thinking Rensport, don't consider iRacing. If you're already doing iRacing, just stay on iRacing. Don't consider Rensport. You're already giving away your soul and your wallet to one developer. Why another? If you're rich, go for it. Your wallet, your choice. Do what you want with your life. But for the average consumer, where that doesn't really apply, we really do have to be a little bit frugal with our wallet. The crap one was when the casuals started coming in. At this point, the only real sim racing title I'm looking forward to is to see how AC Evo develops, to see how Project Moto Racing. I'm really banking on Project Moto Racing to be as good as Project Cars 2 when it first came out. You all remember how big of a deal Project Cars 2 was when it came out? It was a phenomenon. It was a phenomenon. Live Track 2.0, the car roster, the track roster, the sheer realism, dynamic weather, all on console. It truly was something else. definitely banking on the fact that Project Moto Racing will, I don't want to say meet expectation, but it will blow our minds in some way. That is already good enough. Yeah, good night, Nat. No worries. Thank you so much for stopping by. We're still hard practicing this week, Nat. We're not gonna dive into strategy just yet. We're not there yet. The next 2 weeks, in fact, we will be doing some hardcore practice. And honestly, I've only been focusing on the Super Formula. Haven't been focusing on the GR86. Haven't even touched the Hypercar or the Supra yet. Although we did this stream, we did get a bit of a baseline, but a lot of room to improve for sure. Being Interlagos and all. I will buy a PSN and we'll practice together. Oh, that I appreciate that, man. But hey, if you need to spend money on the damn account, if you don't mind, if you think you have the time, sure. But at the moment, I would rather you not spend money for this, man. It's not worth it. But if you really want to, hey, I welcome you. No big deal. We're very, very close right now. As it stands right now, my pace with this car in general, I would say is about a second off the top time. And a second off the top time in a car like this is a big deal for me. Usually I'm 2 to 3 seconds behind. There we go. My brain cells are fading. I'm beginning to lose my consistency. This is why you go to sleep, kids. Give your brain cells some nourishment. Allow them to recover. Today I was supposed to go to the gym during lunch. I was so tired. I just took an hour-long nap. I just slept, dude. I couldn't even go to the gym. I gotta cover it up tomorrow with... I think I'm doing chest. I'll do chest tomorrow. Get a walk in as well while I can. I will get a customer to pay for it. Rennsport is November. Ah, that's a long way to go. Okay, don't care about it then. Tomorrow is LMU's ELMS DLC. I hope it's cheap. I do low-key want to get it after TGR. I'm gonna put myself into debt yet again to get myself the ELMS content, along with Silk Song, because I've been wanting to get Silk Song for a while. Let me do a good lap with the hards. Come on. What have I done so far? Nothing. I've not done a good lap at all so far. I keep spinning on the exit of Lake Coombe. Bad exit out of turn 1. Missed the apex, missed the turn-in point. So with the hard tires, I'm aiming for a 3 to 4 tenth deficit coming out of turn 1 or sector 1, which is basically just turn 1. That's half a second deficit. That's too much for my liking. Bit slow through Lake Coombe. Slippery through there. So that's a point of caution for me as well. This is simulating what it'll be like on the soft tires when the soft tires wear out as well. So when the softs start wearing out or the mediums start wearing out, I need to be more mindful of this. One thing I noticed for sure is that the harder tire compounds are a lot less grippy on the curbs, so I need to be smoother over the curbs, not apply the throttle too aggressively. Try not to incite any wheel spin if I'm crossing curbs or corner exit. But in regards to everything else, braking markers, references, Not that big of a difference, to be honest. Really not that big of a difference. It feels fine. Okay, we're looking at a 56.9, which is a 57. But I'm guessing we can go quite a lot faster. So let's bring that down to a 56 flat, perhaps. We've gone from a 52.7 to a 54 to a 56. Okay. So even on a bad hard tire lap, 56 mid, 56 flat, 55 high, I think is acceptable pace for these hard tires. Focus on avoiding the first entry curb. Though like corners like that, gotta be quite careful. Two horn is flat out. Just tight, take the right line. That wasn't the right line, I turned it a bit too early. There we go. Quick on and off. Oh, hit the ball out there, that was bad. So we're what, 3-second deficit compared to the soft tire, which would bring it to 155. Okay, that is honestly not bad. 55 in these tires is pretty good, but of course it comes down to the exit on out of the bus stop, which was bad. Kind of worried for PMR releasing this year. Yeah, it is pretty fast too, isn't it? Another worry is that they are releasing it together on console as well. That is a bit worrying for me. Like, how have they... At this point, any game that is cross-platform, right? I don't want to get on the PC Master Race bandwagon. But like, if you are cross-developing, there is going to be some compromise. That's just a hard pill we all have to swallow. That goes for pretty much every single game. Compromises, cuts, something will need to be sacrificed for console version, and for sim racing titles in particular, it's particularly harsh for us, you know. I don't want to be negative, but I think PMR will be like GT7, but I hope not. I really hope not too. Too soon to say. But from all the impressions we've got so far, the word on the street is that it's definitely shaping up to look like Project Cars. It's like a more refined Project Cars. Project Motor Racing is what Project Cars 3 should have been. Project Cars 3 didn't deserve to be called Project Cars 3. Should have had some tacky Need for Speed like name, like Project Cars Street, Project Cars Turbo, something catchy, something tacky like that. We lost 6/10 in Sector 1. I just want to do a good lap. We've not done a good lap at all because I keep spinning. So yes, okay, one big difference with the hard tires. Yes, you can't push out of, like for the exit of Bruxelles, for example. Lesmo, is that what the corner is called? Lesmo. You can't push out of certain corners with the same force as you do. That was slow through Lakeholm. That was slow. 3/10, okay. This is what I want to see. So this sub 4/10 in sector 1 deficit is exactly what I want to see in the hard tires. That was terrible through Wuhan. Didn't turn in correctly. Had to brake. Yep. Even through here, I can't touch the inside curb too much, so I find it to be very unsettling. There we go. Nearly 3-second deficit in sector 2 alone. That's too much. That's way too much. I gotta somehow try to cut down 7/10 at least. So sector 1 and sector 3 is fairly straightforward. Sector 1, sector 3, you pretty much just have one corner. Technically, right? Sector 1 is just turn 1, the hairpin. Sector 3 is pretty much just the bus stop chicane. So if you mess up that corner, that's where your biggest gain or loss is going to be. Sector 2, however, is pretty much the rest of the entire track. So if you mess up any one of those corners in leading into the next corners, you're going to be losing a lot of time. Psycho, thank you so much, buddy. Yeah, we're not celebrating today because we got good news and bad news, and the bad news is a bit of a bummer. So out of respect, we are saving the celebrations for Wednesday. Appreciate the kind words though, buddy. Thank you for dropping by. Ooh, where's the thing? I checked Streamlabs, it's disappeared. Disappeared as in it doesn't exist anymore. I need to recreate it from scratch. Oh, that was terrible. Okay, there we go. That was half a second quicker compared to last lap, sector 2. The money isn't gone, of course, because every time a tip happens, it goes straight to PayPal. Money's there. But I have to re-watch one of our older streams and see what the percentage was at, and then recreate the goal with the same starting condition. $56 flat. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Because remember, like I said, Streamlabs just broke. Yeah, that's why. The alerts that used to be up here, even when someone followed us, we didn't get a notification. I don't know why. Streamlabs just broke. So I need to reconfigure everything. That includes the tip, the goal as well, the fun goal. One thing I'll definitely say about the hard tires is that they are a lot less forgiving to changes over the limit. As in softs and mediums, you can really push them to the limit and maybe go a little bit beyond. But with the hards, if you try to go over the limit, I feel like you just die. It just snaps you out. It's a very, very dangerous way to live. That was worse in sector 1, 10th worse in sector 1, 10th worse in sector 2. I still feel we can do a 55.5. We can go half a second quicker at the least. And I think 55.5 is already very good for hard tires. I just prove I need to go back to OBS. Yeah. Oh, wait, look, my last lap was a 55. My last lap was a 55.9. Look at that, okay. We're there, we're there. I think today was a good exposure to... I think A, we beat our personal best lap on the softs by half a second, which is great. I think across all tires, my goal now is to improve by a full second. 154 on hards. 154 might be a bit of a stretch. My goal is just to get as low over 55. A low 55 is good because my target is 51 high on softs, 53 mid, right? 53 mid on mediums, 53 mid or 53 high on mediums, right? And then 55 low on hards. So we're looking at roughly 1.5 second gap between those three. So realistically, if you're looking at 3 seconds from soft to hard, if I can do a 52.7 on the softs, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 seconds, 55.7. So I'm there. So I think pace-wise, I'm there. 55.9 optimal, 55.7 is definitely possible. So now the goal is to push a full second. I can go a full second quicker on the softs, full second quicker on the medium, full second quicker on the hards. If I can do that, I think we will do very well in this race. I just have to build up. I think consistency is there. Consistency is there on the softs and mediums. On the hards, it's still a bit sketchy. I'm not sure if it'll be a good idea to turn on traction control to 1 to keep it under control on those. There were a few problem corners. Exit of Lake Coombe being one. Turn 1. Turn 1 was a bit sketchy. Lesmo was a bit sketchy. So there's 3 or 4 danger corners that I need to... Oh yeah, exit of Lake Coombe. Lake Coombe as well. The curb is just a bit overly sensitive on the hards because of the lack of grip. Like I said, you go over the limit, it just snaps on you. It doesn't gradually push you over the limit where you can kind of save it. Nah, it doesn't do that. Because you're going so fast, there's so much pushing the car down on the rear axle. You can't react in time. So we've still got a long way to go with this car, but we are getting closer. I think with the 1 week that we've been practicing so far, going a full second quicker already from our baseline is a massive improvement. So now, like I said, the 1 second more that we need is to a top time, to a top level time. So if we can do that, that's already good. Or if we can even get close to that, it's already good. Right now, I'm happy with my pace. I'm happy with our progress. We're making some really good progress. So I guess 1 down, 3 more to go. Yeah. On Wednesday, we will jump back into the Super Formula. Try to push it a little bit more, with a little more intent, with a better plan, perhaps. And we also need to really start going for the GGR 86 at Red Bull Ring. I think that is also going to be one that I need to really focus on. Need to really try getting that in. You got this, man. I know I can't. Yeah, I'm trying, man. I'm doing my best. Also, hang on. I heard a jingle. What was that? What was that? I heard a jingle. I heard a jingle jungle. What was that? What was that? Who did what? What did y'all do? What happened? I don't see. I heard a jingle. I heard like a ding. What was that? It's not on my notifications either. Also, someone apparently followed us just now, but it's not showing up on my notification. Yeah. I think that's you needing to sleep. Maybe. Perhaps. Look how ugly this looks. Brother. What is this, brother? What is this black box? Where is my clean orange thing in the corner, you know? I can't find it. It's gone. That design is gone. I don't even know how I got it in the first place. So Streamlabs is just literally showing me the middle finger right now. I don't know what happened. Literally when I tried to like integrate Kick is officially connected now. But I can't multi-stream yet. I'll figure out a way to get that running. Or maybe on Wednesday we'll try. We'll see. Okay, well, what was that sound though? It's a notification, I know. Notifications don't just show up for no reason. I'll figure out what that was. Anyway, thank you all for being here. Been a decent stream. Sorry for the energy. I need to sleep. Okay, I found out what that was. Okay, okay, that is the sound. Okay. Damn, okay. Alright, alright. The chat is giving off a sound. I got scared there. Alright, yeah. Thank you, Scorpion. Good stream after all. We're learning, we're getting better, we're seeing progress already after a week. Let's push. I'm gonna lock in for the next 3 days, 2 days technically, Tuesday and Wednesday at work. Fingers crossed, all goes well for me. I'm gonna just cut the chase. I have a big interview coming up, which will determine whether or not I get to keep my current job or not. So, hoping all goes well. I really need to lock in, do my best. So I'm just kind of preparing for that. So if all goes well, I won't know immediately, of course, but on Wednesday night, either way, no matter what happens, we will celebrate. We will celebrate our stream anniversary officially, and we will celebrate the fact that I have done perhaps the biggest interview I've done in my life. Let's hope for the best, everyone. I'll see you all on Wednesday. Till then, take care, stay safe, stay hydrated, and toodaloo. Bye-bye. I will also try to get this whole Streamlab shenanigans sorted out. It is frustrating me so much.